Hi, you may know me as Davioncoleman, but I am the artist known as dismoclema, and this is my opening statement. In this exhibition, my ultimate goal is to show the many layers of finding balance in any type of relationship. Now, what do I mean by finding balance? To be aligned, to see eye to eye. This exhibition explores finding your way into alignment. If you've not had the chance to check out this exhibition, go to thecreativeshop.com/reddress.
This painting is not only the biggest in the series, but it's the first one I worked on. This painting has a message buried deep inside the underlayers. As your eyes gaze into this painting, you will be able to see the story, the message, and the journey that lies within this painting. The colors represent coldness, a dark black outer layer with hues of blue traveling to the core of the painting. A continuous motif in the series is not the repeated image but the red triangular figure that represents a red dress. Think of that figure as a balancing beam. In the painting you'll see two faces which many would see as a man and a woman. In fact, what you see are two people working together to find balance. The purpose and idea behind this painting are to depict the motions of finding balance. The deep dark coldness that chills throughout this painting. Notice the ice blue color in the figures. Then notice the figure on the right that resembles a woman's face that's fading into the background. The idea behind this painting is to depict emotions leaving. The power of silence or the breakdown in communication. This painting represents when communication is broken in a relationship, and both parties are given each other the cold shoulder. Spicing things up or a missed opportunity. Look at the brushstrokes as dance steps. Dancing in vibrant colors as balanced harmony. This painting represents when things begin to ameliorate. My favorite popcorn is the title of this painting. Popcorn is a representation of the simpler things in life. Notice in this painting you begin to see hues of purple. In fact, when you mix blue and red it creates magenta. This painting represents when things start to become tranquil. The turning point where the idea is warranted of consideration. This painting represents the transition phase that goes from cold to hot. The enjoyment of deep dish pizza. This painting represents the complex layers of a relationship. Far as deep dish pizza goes, you have pizza dough, tomato sauce, cheese, and then your toppings. In a relationship you have conflict equals problem. Disgruntled equals I'm mad. Resolution equals let's talk about it. Alignment equals let's work things out. When things begin to turn in the right direction. This painting represents conflict resolution. Notice how bright the red dress is. As I mentioned before, this symbol doesn't only represent a red dress but it also represents balance. This painting represents two people coming together to resolve their issues. When misunderstandings are brought into perspective. This painting represents an acknowledgement of one's mistakes. Notice how the background is a bright red compared to the first painting, which background was blue. This represents the flame of the relationship heating up. When passion begins to burn at its highest, but not rushing things. This painting represents when someone feels mentally ready but the scars of the past mistakes are not fully healed. This painting represents the fire that burns when you experience new love or relight an old flame. When everything feels right, when everything is bold and vibrant. Gold is the dominant color in this painting, which represents success. This painting also doesn't use heavy black outlines, which many of the other paintings did. This means nothing is holding you back. Everything is filled, and this represents a fullness, completion, balance, alignment.
You may know me as Davioncoleman, but I am the artist known as dismoclema. How did I come up with the idea behind this exhibition? That's an interesting question. This idea has been on my mind for over a year now, but I wasn't able to come up with the direction that I wanted to take this exhibition until recently. Recently, as of October of 2021 is when I came up with the concept for this exhibition. Why the 8-year hiatus? I spoke about this a little bit on artisttake.com. When you're doing so many things, you lose track of time. I consider myself to be a complete artist. I am not only just a visual artist, but I'm a graphic designer, I'm an illustrator, I'm an author, and I wear many other hats in different fields as well. So when you're working so much, by the time you look up, 8 years has passed you by. During that time, I put out a lot of different mini-series, but I didn't put out a full series such as this. What do you want people to gain from this series? What I want people to gain from this series is, this series I wanted to show the process of people working things out. How two people can go from cold to hot in any type of relationship.
What is alignment? How does this exhibition show balance? Why is alignment essential to any relationship? Alignment is the state of agreement, when two people are able to get on the same page with one another. Having alignment in your relationship will position you towards success. Continue to watch as I further explain how the paintings show alignment. A continuous motif in the exhibition is the red dress. In the paintings, the red dress represents a balancing scale. In order to be balanced, both sides of the scale have to be equal in weight. The same as a relationship. If one side is not equally aligned with the other, then this can cause conflict in a relationship. In the example, you will see a balancing scale. No weight has been added to the scale. When weight is added, you'll see the blue cup with more weight than the red cup. This represents non-alignment or imbalance. In the paintings, you'll see several triangular and circular shapes. These shapes represent the roadblocks that may occur in a relationship. Notice these shapes are between the two human-like figures. In the picture, you will see two shapes in a lighter blue color. These two shapes are actually a split heart. The exhibition shows the process of finding alignment. When you look at the paintings, pay close attention to the background. When you look at the full series of paintings, you'll see the backgrounds of the paintings go from blue to red. The creator of the exhibition, dismoclema, states that blue represents a relationship gone cold and the red represent a relationship heating up. This image shows when you have perfect alignment. Dismoclema utilizes the red to depict passion and the ultimate burning desire.
It's a statement and a metaphor. The title itself is a statement, but within that statement are hidden meanings. The dress is balance, and red is emotion, which represents a problem. So when you break that down, it means let's address the problem. symbolic. It's directed to you. Some people see the word me and others see a design pattern. The purpose of that is for you to self-reflect. The paintings have stories within the story. The words in the background represents memories. I wanted to show the process of finding a resolution versus things coming to an end. Self-reflection and thinking about past relationships. When the pandemic started, it caused a lot of breakups. So I immediately thought to myself, there's a lot of imbalanced relationships, and people are not looking to be aligned. They have completely given up. Finalizing the concept in time. It took me a long time to put this idea together. Time played a major issue because I was impatient. I had such a long hiatus since my last exhibition that I was overly excited to complete this exhibition and get it out as soon as possible. I probably would say bad timing and respect. I think those two are my favorite out of the entire series. If I wasn't an artist, I probably would be a lawyer, focusing on business law. Doing the type of business I do, I spend a lot of time educating myself on the law. It's important to have an understanding of the law, especially when you're dealing with contracts, and gaining knowledge about certain rights you might have as an artist. I'm really self-motivated, but hearing people's stories inspire me. It helps me generate new ideas. The freedom in having the ability to create something from nothing. Knowing that my work has the ability to impact someone's life. Many people have contacted me and stated that my paintings have helped them get through a depression because they would wake up and look at my painting and find joy. A woman contacted me a few years ago detailing how she utilizes the painting she purchased from me in a room where she goes to do yoga and drink tea, read books, and also admire the paintings on the wall that she purchased from me. She stated that when she goes into this room, it helps her to decompress from all of the chaos that she has gone through during the day. To add to that, I had a guy in LA a few years ago when I had an art show out there. He saw this painting that I had on display and he was so mesmerized by it that he stared at it for about 15 minutes. He didn't move, he didn't say anything, he didn't even ask me any questions about it. But that particular painting was based on a mini series I did that was about poetry. And after that 15 minutes, he purchased the painting and that was all I heard from him. And so recently, he wrote a review on my website, giving the backstory on why he was so mesmerized by this painting. And he stated in the review he gave, his grandfather would write his grandmother poetry every single day until the day he died. So when he saw that this painting was based on poetry, it brought memories back to him of his grandparents. In college, I majored in graphic design, but I leaned heavy on illustrations. I took a lot of illustration classes as well. So my work has a illustration tattoo type of feel to it because of the use of black outlining. When I was a child, I had dreams of being an animator. So I think that style of illustrating and creating characters influenced how I paint now. That's the beauty of art, the interpretation, and sometimes it can be the mirror into your soul. The purpose of me using those colors was to provoke emotion. So sometimes what you see is what's in you. Now, if you look at these paintings a week later, a month later, a year later, or even 5 years from now, your interpretation could be completely different from what you think now. There's no right or wrong answer. It's just how you see it and how you connect to it.
But we love everybody who loves us. But we don't love anybody who doesn't love us.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
And then she asked me,
"Do you respect me? Promise to love me?"
I don't really remember feeling like this.
red beams gleam off the triple beam scale, where she places a heart of acrimony, lost and lonely. Our happiness buried with tragic stories. Every ounce of her existence, resistance of morals that are inconsistent. It stains her like the cloth of her dress. Tears bleed through into her silence. Her thirst pierces her logic. At her last request, her lips romanced the rim of the glass like a missed free throw. The bittersweet, aromatic flavors of a juicy plum with candy oranges sprinkled with hazelnut and fresh cinnamon. Her complexion mirrored the reflection of Remy. As her mouth rimmed the glass like foil tightly wrapped on chocolate kisses, her lips sizzled with cinnamon flakes as she devoured every taste. With every drip that entered my core, with every shot I took, I looked into her eyes.
Red is a very emotionally intense color. It enhances human metabolism, increases the respiration rate.
After creating this body of work, the one thing that I've come to realize, if it's meant to be, then balance will find its way. Relationships can be complex. Finding balance can be complex. But it's only complex if one person is trying. If you have two people working together to become aligned with each other, then there's less complexity. The problem is when you have one person trying to work things out and the other person is absent. I hope you enjoyed this artistic journey, and I hope your path is filled with many blessings. Until next time, peace.